Hey, so I'm in kind of a different spot today. What do you know? Everyone's home, and I just wanted less distraction, especially since I'm doing a video in kind of a different way. So, having a real conversation with our past selves, I think, is something that we neglect. We're often told to kind of look back at who we were and how far we've come, but we kind of tend to do that mostly through memory and probably don't spend a whole lot of time on this. So, if you've seen my video talking about how I'm agender, then you know that I'm agender. You also know that I've been on HRT for a little bit over a year, and that's something to take into consideration. But I recently stumbled across one of my old Facebooks, and I found a song that I did, and the video, it was in video form, and it had a picture of me then, where I was very ill. I was enduring a lot of abuse, and so I was probably weighed like 100 pounds, 120 pounds, and I had a real big alcohol issue, and of course I was very masculine, quote unquote. But having looked at this and listened to this, I realized that I had no idea not only how much I was suffering, but how blind I was. I didn't know that life was going to get better. I didn't really want to be alive at that point in my life. The song itself was about suicide, but I didn't believe in my heart that life would get good, that it would get better, that I would have real experiences. I never dreamed that I'd be on the other side of the country, or that I met the people that I have met throughout my life, or that I had the experiences that I had in my life, or that I would have awakening. This is before I had any sort of spiritual awakening. I had no idea what was really going on. And I sat there and I just apologized to myself. I had a real conversation with myself, and I let myself then know that everything's going to be okay. And who knows, maybe having that conversation is how I was able to get here today. So I have a list of 4 things that you should do in order to heal maybe parts of yourself that you didn't know that needed to be healed a little bit, and also to find comfort in where you used to be if you were struggling, or if you were in immense amounts of pain, and to really take a look at just how far you have actually come in a tangible way. I let them in here with me. Number 1, I want you to look at an old picture of yourself. I want you to look at how you felt. Study it, feel it. See in that how far you have come now. Now look at yourself and see who you are now. See the differences. See how much you've overcome. Step 2. How sweet. Step 2 is listen. If you could find an old recording of yourself. If this doesn't exist, it's okay, but if it does, go find an old recording. It could be in video, it could be just something you have saved, just from any time in your life where it was important, where it was worth noting. Find it and then listen to it. Listen to how your voice sounded. Listen to the cadence, to the tones. Listen to the differences then in comparison to now, because they're probably very different. For me, it was incredibly different. And feel that. Feel the difference between then and now. It's incredible. It really is. Step 3. Find old writings. Anything that you wrote down. It could be a social media post, it could be a poem, it could be like a prose, it could be anything. Just something that you wrote down, maybe an old diary or old journal. Find that and look at what you really wrote down. Look at the energy that you put into it. Read what you wrote at like a soul level, like really take it in and really like look at not just the words, but the way the words were placed. Feel the energy within those words. So step 3 is to find something that you wrote in that era of your life, in the past. Step 4 is to take all of those things, all of them together, take all of them as a combination into consideration, take all of them and make them an entire entity, right? Take all those things and give them body, give it a soul, give it a life, because it had a life at a point, right? So nurture that, see that, grow that, build it into something that you could see that's tangible inside of your mind. If it helps, maybe draw it down. Just like see you, all of you condensed from back before now. Back in your past self. Take that past self and give it a real tangible body. And step 5, the most important step, is to take that body, that old you, and yes, you no longer applies, but it did apply, and time is not linear. So take that body and have a conversation with it. Let the you from then know that you got to where you are now, that you were able to survive and to grow and to love and to feel and to have experiences. And anything that didn't apply then, that applies now, that you wish you knew applied then, let yourself know. Have a conversation with you. Not you today, not like in the mirror, but have a conversation with you back then. Nurture you back then. Cradle you back then. Let you know that you're loved and that you're sorry and that everything is okay and it's gonna be okay. Put that energy out there. Put it out there. Solidify this. Grow roses in this. Bouquets, fields, trees, worlds, universes, waterfalls, planets, solar systems. Give it that soul. Give the you then the knowledge of that soul. As if it was like your child or your lover or somebody that you care so much about that you can never fathom any harm coming to them. Treat your old you like that. Treat them with all that love. Give all the loves to your old you and sit down and have a real conversation, not just like a 10-minute conversation either. Have a conversation for like an hour or 30 minutes or at the very least 15 minutes. But if you could come back, if you don't have the time to do more than like 15 minutes, come back to it. Have 30 minutes, have an hour. I would say if you can, try to have an hour-long conversation with your old you and let your old you know just how beautiful everything really is and just how far you're really going to go. I understand that all of this is kind of situational, but if you're unable to do any of those 4 things, find something that you could look at least one thing that you could look at, that you could study, that you could really have that conversation with yourself. Because what it will do for you, how it'll make you feel, is just so almost enlightening. And I think that we really need to appreciate who we were, even if we didn't like how we were acting or like how we were. Sometimes we needed that love, and we can't go back in time right now, but we can share the love to that you ourselves back then. We can share the love that we have for ourselves, and we can share it to who we were when maybe we didn't have that love for ourselves. And if we did, then we could solidify that even further, and we could say, I still love you. I hope that this helps. It helped me so much. One quick and final note: if you're my fire sign and you're out there, I keep hearing about you in all kinds of readings and just all kinds of stuff over the last few months. Come on.